Hello everyone, and welcome to the Karsten Sons channel. And Happy New Year. My name is Leslie. I'm a homeschool mama of 5 boys, hence the sons part of the name, a homemaker, and I also run an organic micro bakery that specializes in sourdough out of my home. My bakery, if you will, is settled in the corner of my dining space, and while it might not be ideal for everyone, this setup allows me to work alongside my family, stay home and care for my home, and still work on something I love to do. It takes a lot of planning and some forethought to keep things running, and my hope here is to share a little bit of the process, to share a little bit of homemaking, and take you along as I learn how to run a small business. While I'm new at a bakery for profit, I've been baking for many years, first with traditional yeast, making many brick loaves in the process of learning. And then later, learning how to work with natural leaven, or sourdough as most people know it. I killed many starters along the way, and I want to encourage you that if you're wanting to learn how to make sourdough and have not yet figured it out, don't give up. Practice really does make improvement, and I can really testify to that. Honestly, I cannot even reiterate how many sourdough starters I have killed. So friends who've ever shared your starter with me, thank you. One of them has survived. It's been about 5 years since I really started making successful loaves for my friends and family. And even starting a business took a few years to feel confident to sell. I was gifting loaves to friends and they started wanting them more consistently, so they offered to purchase. So I started adding a few more loaves to my baking a week to sell them. One of those friends really encouraged me to start selling, even offering me a space in her business to place a small cart or shelf. It took about a year of her really trying to convince me to finally pull the trigger to do so. So in July of 2023, I placed a small cart in her business space. As funny as it sounds, it's actually a CrossFit gym I attend. It's a small rolling cart, the kind that you get at Target, and I placed a little Venmo code for people to pay through. I started bringing a few grab-and-go loaves in addition to the ones I was selling to her and other people once a week, and it had a lot of success. And to this day, that cart is still there and I deliver weekly. So on to the biggest hiccup now. I was getting consistent orders, I was getting some grab-and-go loaves. My next big hiccup was my ability to bake enough and make it fresh without it taking many hours of my day. I was making 2 loaves at a time in my Dutch oven, and that took about an hour. So adding more than a couple hours to my day while homeschooling and cooking and keeping up with my home felt like I was going to run a bit thin. So in September 2023, my husband and I decided to take a leap, kind of a scary one, and order a Simply Bread oven in order to grow the business. I should say that I was not making enough at the time in some ways to justify the purchase, but I also knew that with my available time, I wouldn't be able to grow to that much volume without it. But we did know that the demand was potentially there. So we took the leap and purchased the oven with the idea that I would be able to pay for it from my bread sales each month. And we were right. I've been able to pay us back with it since the first month. I've loved working with Simply Bread. Their customer service is great. There are a ton of other bakers in this space using it, so the community is awesome. And the learning curve was minimal, so I was pretty much able to start baking right out of the gate, aside from curing the stones and a few test bakes. It's been a wonderful addition and hands down the only reason I've been able to scale. Which brings us to today. I'm hoping to share a little bit of the process of running a micro bakery, some recipes, and just an overall look at being a homemaker. I want to encourage other mamas to love their families well and run a home that reflects that. So here's to 2024. May we be constantly refined and growing.